everyone, at today's photo shoot we're going to be comparing two prime focal lengths from Fujifilm at an on-location portrait photo shoot. So I'm going to be using the Fujifilm X-T4 camera body with both these lenses. I have the XF 56mm f1.2 and the XF 50mm f1.0. So I'm going to be shooting a bunch of different portrait comparisons with both these lenses to see what the similarities and differences are in case you guys are stuck on deciding which lens is the right one for you. So today's model is Matilda. Lydia's doing her makeup, Dan is behind the camera filming. Let's go and start shooting. The first thing we're going to do is take a photo where Matilda and I are just standing in one spot with both lenses. They both have very slightly different focal lengths, so I'll put them up side by side so you guys can see the differences. Okay, so now I'm on the 50mm and I'll get a shot wide open at f1. So the first shot that I want to take is going to be on the 50mm and I'm going to shoot wide open. I'm going to get a full body shot of Matilda. I like really nice natural movement. You can move around as much as you want. Yeah, lean up against the wall. That looks so good. You can even bring one leg up onto the fence would look cool. And then maybe you could cross over your legs as well. I like the way you were standing a bit more casually with your leg kind of like that, yeah. Do you want to try swinging your arms out a little? Yeah, that looks really cool. I like the way you were pretending to kind of grab the leaf there. Oh no, you were grabbing the leaf. So now I've switched over to the 56mm and I'm going to shoot the full body portraits at f1.2, which is wide open. And I'm going to frame both photos to look as similar as possible. For a simple portrait session, I felt that the performance of both lenses was pretty much the same. There was no significant difference in my final images of photos that were in versus out of focus for either lens. The main thing I noticed is that the 56mm has a slight edge with sharpness in the final full body images that we took at a wide open aperture. I also think the bokeh looks really similar in both lenses. The 50mm f1.0 does have a minimal amount of extra background creaminess. I'm also going to switch the lens to both lenses to f2 and we'll get a few more full body portraits to see what the bokeh difference looks like between both lenses. So for this shot, could I get you to stand on the side of that? You can, yeah, lean your arm on it. Wow, this location is so pretty. It's just so luscious. So for this shot, I'm going to crop it in slightly closer. So I'll crop it just above your knees and still get like quite a wide shot here. And do you want to lean your hand up against your head? You can lean into the fence a bit more. And you also want to try bringing your body up closer towards the fence as well. Yeah, I love that. Could even try putting that hand maybe in your back pocket. Beautiful. And do you want to try bringing your hand around your chin area too? Love that. And then with your other hand that's in your pocket, do you want to bring it up onto the fence as well? And now I'm going to switch the 56mm to f2 and we'll get a couple of full body and mid-length close-up shots as well. One of the first things that I'm noticing after shooting with both lenses is that this 56 is much lighter, so it feels a lot more comfortable to shoot with for me. The 56mm weighs 405 grams and the 50mm is double that at 845 grams. So there is a fair amount of difference when it comes to size and weight with both lenses. I personally don't mind using bigger and heavier lenses for just portrait photography, but if you like to travel or you prefer a lighter kit, maybe because you shoot weddings and you have to carry your camera equipment for long hours, then this is something that you can keep in mind. I want to shoot some landscape style photos here. We've got the blue flowers and the sun is hitting Matilda from behind, so she's really nicely backlit, which is going to make some very dreamy, beautiful looking photos, which I think really suits the 50 and the 56. So for this one we can do quite like whimsical, soft movements. Yeah, that's perfect.
The biggest difference I really notice at a photo shoot when using both these lenses is the focal length. 50 and 56 millimeters doesn't seem like much of a difference, but if we look at the full frame equivalent, the 50 millimeter is approximately 76 millimeters and the 56 is 85 millimeters. So that's a 9 millimeter focal length difference between both these lenses.
Oh, I love those. And we could even do a over the shoulder. I just noticed as you were like, yeah, beautiful. Maybe I might even get a close up of that. That looks really nice there. And then maybe turn your shoulders a little bit more towards me. Yeah. Yeah, I love that with your other hand out because it makes a nice shape there. Oh, this one's so much lighter. The more I shoot with that one, the more I'm like, this one feels like nothing. Okay, so I've switched over to the 56 and we're getting some portraits wide open.
Being a long-time 50 and 85 millimeter on full frame user, I can really feel that 75 millimeter focal length when I'm taking pictures. I actually think it's a really interesting and unique focal length for portraits.
Was that a bee? I thought it was a butterfly and I was about to say, it looks so dreamy with the butterfly.
While an 85 can be quite isolating and sometimes even restrictive in the way you shoot, you need to really move around physically in your location to be able to get a variety of photos from full body to closer up. I like that with a 75, it's a little bit easier to include more of your environment in your portraits. In saying that though, you can see that throughout this photo shoot, I am able to get photos that look almost exactly the same in terms of composition with both lenses.
Since we have such a busy background here, I thought it would be interesting to take a shot at f3.2 as well, so we don't have as much bokeh and depth of field, and we can compare those shots as well. Oh, I love that. That looked really like moody and nice. And now I'll switch the 56 to f3.2 and we'll get some more shots and bump up the ISO because it's too dark. Oh my god, the sun's like pointing right at my eye. It's so hard to see. Do you want to try one where you swing your arms out a little? Nice. A little bit closer to your body, like have your arms a little more bent, yeah. Yeah, lovely. And then can we do one shot with your hand in your back pocket? If you turn your shoulder just like a little bit away from me. I think just one. The other one you can have out, yeah.
In this comparison, I can see the 56mm has the upper hand with sharpness again. There is slightly more detail on her face, but both lenses are sharp at this point and I think they look pretty great.
For the last shot, I want to get a really close-up photo of you. We could sit on that little rock there. We might get a bit of sun behind you, which would be nice. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to start on the 56 since I've already got it on my camera, and going to start wide open at f1.2. Ooh. It's really muddy, I like don't want to touch the ground. Yeah, it is. Nice. The sun's actually like really bright here. Yeah. Do you want to sit here instead? The sun was way too bright in that spot, so her hair was blown out with the highlights. In this spot, we do have a little bit of sun, but it's more diffused by the trees, so it should look nicer for our close-up. Yes, that's so much prettier.
One of my favorite things about taking close-up portraits with a lens wide open is the out of focus fallout areas on a face. I love it when the eyes are tack sharp and the rest of the skin and face just melts away. I wanted to see if having an f1 versus an f1.2 would really change anything when it comes to that. As we can see from the example images, both lenses again look extremely similar. Both lenses have focus right on the eyes with the cheeks, lips, chin, and part of the nose in focus. Then the eyelashes and jawline start to go out of focus around the same area halfway down her face.
And I'm also going to get some close-up shots at f2 as well, and we'll see the difference in depth of field fall off on the face when it comes to taking close-up portraits.
In my opinion, if I didn't have an 85 equivalent lens for Fujifilm at all, and I was deciding between these two lenses, then I would personally go for the 50 f1.0 as I like the unique focal length it provides, and let's face it, I love bokeh, so having that extra half a stop can come in handy, and it can also be helpful if you shoot a lot in low light.
So I'm switching over to the 50 1.0 for landscape. And because it's slightly wider, I can see a little bit of that car, so these might be framed slightly different to the 56 shots.
If I already own the 56 1.2, then I would probably have a much harder time deciding to upgrade or not, since as we can see from this video, the results are really similar. And I'd love to know what you guys think. Can you see a big difference between both lenses, and do you prefer one over the other? Please let me know down in the comments.
So that is it for today's portrait photo shoot comparing the Fujifilm 56 versus 50mm lenses. I do love the convenience of the 56. It's very small, lightweight, and easy to shoot with, but there is something just so dreamy and magical about the 50 as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I make new videos every single week, so I will see you all next time. Bye.